Hello, everybody. Again, a good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Sunil Chadhavi, the CEO of MintMesh, and I'm here to welcome you to yet another broadcast of our weekly show about Rudy. I will let Anish and Ajay introduce themselves. Anish, you want to go?
Hey guys, again, hello everybody. This is Ravi Sharma. I'm the Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, and look forward to talking to you about an exciting product that we have going on. So, with that, I'm done. I'm also based out of Detroit. Over to you, Ajay.
Thank you, Anish, and great to be back again. Right, we're each week goes by. We're getting good at this. This Ajay, I'm managing the product for Minmesh, basically based with Bangalore, and looking forward for a good session this week. Last week I missed it, so I'm sure I'll be able to compensate on that. Okay, yeah, go ahead, please.
So, lots of exciting things. We have made tremendous progress in both the customers that we are with, the product itself, and the amount of feedback we are receiving from our customers and people like you who are listening to us. It's invaluable. I hope we have been able to answer every question that you had. I know some of them are very interesting questions. We'll get back to you with equally interesting answers soon. Uh, but first of all, about Rudy for sourcing, we have been talking about Rudy for sourcing over the last few weeks. How engineers can, stay ahead of the game, save time, and actually do impactful work, which are more concerned with engineering as opposed to pushing paper. So, with that, Ajay has something to share about what he's doing with the product. Ajay?
Yes, thanks, Sunil. Rudy for sourcing, it's a pretty interesting area that we are working on right now. Okay, and it's especially interesting for each one of us because we're all engineers by heart. I've done my mechanical engineering. I know Sunil has done his electrical, and Anish as well, right? So, but all this while, whenever we have lived through the journey in the corporate life for 15, put together about 75 years of experience, I don't think we have built a solution specifically aimed at solving certain issues for the engineers. So the whole idea about Rudy for sourcing is built on the fact that engineers who actually has to do mechanical, the electrical engineers who especially work in the manufacturing sector or in the EPC industry or in the oil and gas industry, they are deprived in a big way with respect to technology intervention, right? And when we looked at the space, and when we're talking to a lot of our friends and community who works in the EPC industry specifically, we come across this white space where engineering spends a lot of time referring to documents, and they typically go under a lot of pressure from the procurement guys, especially in the EPC industry, to respond back to, or rather cut the overall cycle time from understanding the needs of the items, and then to get to a point where procurement can go ahead and strategically source those items from the vendors. Okay, and there is a lot of push and pull between procurement and engineering which happens there, and I think that is the main trigger point for us to seriously consider Rudy for sourcing as a tool which can support engineering to make them more productive and effective. Okay, essentially, and when we did the time and labor study in the engineering space, we found that there is a process in the overall, especially in the EPC industry, where they spend a lot of time in creating the material requisition form. This is even before the purchase order is released to the vendors, where the MR is created, and then from the MR, where they go and finalize the vendor, right? There are two steps. That's a two-step process. One is all around the commercial side of it, and one is on the engineering side of it, right? And the engineering side of it is a little, it is a lengthy process because you got to engage the vendors has to respond back. So there is a lot of time being spent when you look at a fixed size project where an MR to an technical bid evaluation process is done, right? So we're trying to automate that area, and Rudy for engineering or Rudy for sourcing is primarily around how do we bring in efficiency by the sheer factor that Rudy is able to read any kind of documents. It has the intelligence and has the platform behind it to read any kind of documents, extract the information that we needed, and help the engineers, or for that matter, any professionals, make a decision quick. So that's the basis on which we have built Rudy for Sourcing as a platform. And it's a very interesting platform because from our experience with the customers and the pilot that we're doing, we are able to cut short the time by at least 60% from the MR to TPE, right? And we got to make it more effective. We're trying to make it more effective by bringing in more features into the tool, in addition to the core of Rudy, which is around understanding the document. We are also enabling engineers to collaborate effectively with respect to consult and assign and things like that between a requisition engineer, which is basically a requisition engineer is nothing but a lead engineer. You can consider him as a lead engineer who wants to work with multiple disciplines to resolve certain things as far as a bid is concerned. So that's Rudy for engineering. It's an extension to the whole procurement process where engineers are involved also in the procurement lifecycle of an item. So that's Rudy for sourcing, guys, right? Very, very interesting. I'm extremely excited to build this out, especially, and not just me, right? The team working on this have a lot of challenges with respect to handling the documents, because this is more of knowledge, right? We're working in the core area called knowledge engineering, right? And in this case, we are equipping Rudy to understand the engineering aspects of, we are right now, we are calling it as ELP, or engineering language processing, which is all about how do we look at the engineering, the core engineering piece of it. We are equipping Rudy with that particular knowledge. And what we understand is we directly fall into the knowledge engineering space where there is a lot of potential where AI can contribute, right? So that is the most interesting part, which is engaging all of us into this Rudy for sourcing. Technically also, it is very challenging, and it's an extremely complex problem to solve as well, right? So looking forward for a wonderful path ahead. I'll let Anish speak about customers that we are interacting with, how we are going with it, what's the plan, and all the stuff. But this is what in a 5-minute things I can talk about Rudy for engineering, or Rudy for sourcing. Sorry.
All right, great. Thanks, Ajay. And yeah, from a marketing perspective, sales perspective, this is amazing, right? Because we are building this product with our clients, enhancing it with our clients, and working live with them. So this is being, product being built in complete collaboration. And the best part about this is we are addressing a problem that has been around for a very, very long time. I mean, even my first job long time ago, 21, 22 years ago, was doing comparisons of, technical comparisons of products that we had to buy. And I was using Excel spreadsheets then. And fast forward, even now, companies are using Excel spreadsheets to compare products based on multiple supplier offers. They create big spreadsheets, conduct a lot of meetings to get clarifications. It's a very labor-intensive manual work that adds time to the project that any company is trying to do right now. So if you want to save time, if you want to accelerate the process, you guys have to adopt and include automation in the process. And that is exactly what we are doing. We're trying to help engineers accelerate their work around this technical evaluation process using artificial intelligence. And that is a great thing from my perspective, because we're trying to solve a problem that even exists even until now. And it's not even though this happens to be in the knowledge engineering / procurement space, we are completely focused on a technical comparison, which is a big benefit for the engineers. Every engineer that we have spoken to is very excited about this. We are conducting 2 pilots right now with 2 different clients in 2 different continents. I would say 3 different continents. But it is fascinating journey for us, and we wanted to share this with you guys. And if you have any questions, obviously you can ask us now, or whenever you watch this video, post a message, and we'll be glad to respond. You can also look us up at www.mintmesh.ai, and you will find a lot of information there of what we are doing. Pretty cool features. And we are very excited. The entire team is very excited. Our clients are very excited with what they are seeing so far. So all in all, we are making great progress from a product perspective, from solving real client problems perspective using automation. using artificial intelligence. So it's a win-win situation. I'm very, very happy about it.
Thank you, Anish. That was well said. And just to reiterate, all three of us being, in some form or the other, being engineers in the past life and even now, this is really near and dear to us. And saving time for the engineer, is something that we are very passionate about. So with that, I will conclude this week's broadcast, and we look forward to sharing something more exciting next week.
Sunil, I think there are some people who are going to start joining this, and as and when we get better with our weekly streams, we'll have more and more friends join. I just saw I'm on Facebook, joined on my phone, and I see a dear friend of mine joined. So hey, Bobby, thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate it. Let your friends know, let your colleagues know that we do this every Wednesday. We go live between 10 and 11, and love to share about what we are doing. So it's awesome. So
Thanks, Bob.
I think with that we are pretty much done. Rudy, for sourcing, a great solution coming out for engineers, Sunil and Ajay, and we are working with our clients hand in hand, man. There could nothing be better than the situation that we are in right now.
All right then.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Bobby, for joining, and thank you all.
Good night, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.